welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today I am doing the June challenge for Be Your Nail group. So this is Crystal Rose's from Blue Rose Nails, her monthly challenge. So even though this video is going up in July, I did record it weeks ago in June, and just backlog of stuff. Weather. I don't do heat, and like this is the first cool day we've had recently, that I'm actually able to do anything during the day. So yeah, this is, I've chosen a couple of different things from the list that you saw at the beginning there, and I have decided to go rainbow, sparkly, flowery, everythingy as much as I could. It didn't, of course, work out entirely according to plan, both in terms of what my original vision was and also my ability to record things properly. But, you know, when does that ever work? So we're starting off with a base coat of one of the Shea J polishes, and I've decided I want to do a glittery rainbow. So these glitters are from Temu, and we have 6 colours of the rainbow here, and that was the original plan, was to do a rainbow. We've got part of a rainbow, it's grand, you know, it is what it is. So we are starting with the thumbnail, and yeah, we're going to attempt to do a glittered sugar effect style rainbow on this nail. And I need to think about how I'm doing this because my brain didn't work very well that day. Giving the nail just a little wipe off, because I want to remove the tacky layer so that when I am adding the glitters, they're not going to stick apart from where I want them to. And the first attempt at that did not go well. So this is attempt number 2. And I've gotten myself a little brush, and I'm going to be using that to apply some top coat. So it's a Born Pretty top coat, and just applying that in a line across the top, and then we're going to sprinkle some glitter on it. That's pretty much all there is to it. So just sprinkling some glitter on it. I got this little glitter catcher, I think it was from Amazon recently, and it has made using glitters so much easier, because I've used them in the past where I've, you know, had the sheet of paper and it was just messy. This time it is working much easier, and then I can just easily put it back into the container and done, and we can move on, and it's all organized, and I'm not trying to faff around with paper and trying to get it off the paper, and it's sticking then to the silicone and all of the things that just didn't work very well in the past. So I don't know why I'm trying to brush it off the silicone, because it just sticks to it. So we've done our red, moving on now to orange. Apologies if you can hear noise from the road, but I've had to turn my fan off to do this. Even though it is cooler today, it is still quite warm for me. So I do have the windows open, and there is traffic going up and down considering I live on a little side road. It is very, very busy. So we've done our red, moving on to the orange. Again, just sprinkle it on, tap off the excess. And in between each one, I am sticking it into the lamp to cure, because again, I don't want the colours to be mixing into each other. And if I don't cure in between, that is exactly what is going to happen. So that's going into the lamp. While that's in the lamp this time, I am a little bit more organised, and I have cleared off my orange, put the rest of the glitter back into the container so that I can move straight on to yellow, or that you can move straight on to yellow without seeing all the additional faffing in between. So we've put on our little stripe of top coat. Same process as before. Yellow, glitter, tap off the excess into the lamp. While it's in the lamp, I do clean up, and you will magically see it completed and me ready to move on to the next colour, which in this case is green. I've given up dusting it off into the thing because that's just there wasn't enough coming off it for it to be worth it. So I just dusted them all off after they came out of the lamp, and I will go over my silicone mat with my lint roller once I have them all done, and that's fine. That works for me. So you'll notice I'm getting to the bottom of the nail, which I'm well over halfway down the nail, so I think you can probably guess that we're not going to get 2 more colours onto that nail, and at that stage I wasn't interested in redoing it. And probably just as well, because we ended up redoing a lot during this. So my camera records for 29 minutes at a time, and I set a little alarm for 25 minutes, and that normally is sufficient. However, this video was recorded in like 3 different segments as a result. So one of those segments, I think I deleted like up 2 or 3 minutes of it, because it was, one, I was out of shot for most of it, because in my infinite wisdom I decided to zoom in completely, and therefore you can't actually see what I'm doing. There we go, that's that finished nail. 1 down, 4 more to go. So you couldn't actually see what I was doing for most of it. So and apart from that, none of it worked. So we're moving on to the second nail. We are going back to our very reliable stamping, because we know stamping works. I have now gone into double speed, because otherwise this would go on forever. So we're at double speed, and as normal, it didn't work out first time around. Does it ever? I mean, how often do I do this? And yeah, it doesn't work out first time around. We end up redoing it, and it's all fun and games. So in my infinite wisdom, I decided that I was going to do, because I didn't get the full rainbow onto the other one, I decided, right, this time I'm going to get it, and we are going to do a full rainbow heart. So I have a stamp, one of my stamping plates, it's from Moyo London. One of the stamping plates, it has a heart in 6 different segments. So that is what we are doing here. This was a pain. The effect is lovely, it looks brilliant, but to do it was an absolute pain, because the lines are very small. The spaces between them on the actual stamping plate is very small, and therefore there was very little room for error when I was removing the excess bits on the stamper. So we've gotten 2 colours done successfully, and basically if I messed up putting it onto the nail, I would have to start from the beginning again, and that wasn't really part of my plan. So we're onto the yellow, and it was just really just having to be so careful and make sure that I removed the right lines, the right spaces, the right parts of the heart, so that everything was correct. And while it might look like I'm doing it really fast here, in reality it wasn't. It was very, very slow, and yeah, it was very, very slow. And you can't see any of the sections where I'm trying to remove everything, which is a pity because you'd understand then how difficult, how tricky this was. But there you can kind of see, but you still can't really see. So we're on to, that was green. So we have 2 more to do. And there's me trying to figure out what am I looking for, which is basically what I spend a lot of time doing when I'm doing these nails. I spend a lot of time going, what am I looking for? What do I need? What's going on? Why am I doing this? So this is blue. It's our second last one. So now you can see the heart shape now as well. And it is really nice and it is really effective. But it just took a long time to do. It's really pretty though. And it turned out really, really nicely. So the last one then is our purple, so the bottom of the heart. And then we can move on. So clean off the stamping plate, put that away for now. I am going to come back to it later, and we're going to put the nail back onto the stand. And I'm trying to decide what to do next. And I have some ideas in my head, and then so we are now, every time it changes section, I forget, video stops playing, I forget to keep recording, stop recording, pause recording, anyway. So I've just top coated that nail, and now I'm going to chrome around it. It just looks a little bit sort of unfinished, but I had zoomed in on so this is where we'd moved on to the second second section of videoing, and I had zoomed in my infinite wisdom, and therefore you can't see anything. And so there you go, voila, look at that, Amantine magic. I did that so quickly. And yeah, the rest of that video just was completely out of shot. And what I'd originally planned for that middle nail was to do some foiling. That didn't work. We tried it on the fourth, when it didn't work on the middle finger, I then tried it on the fourth finger, and again, it didn't work. I'd tried 2 different brands of foil gel and it just wasn't working for me, so we abandoned that idea. And then the fourth finger became that rainbow flower thing that you saw very briefly, and again, all of that was done completely out of shot, so that didn't work very well. Again, it took multiple attempts. I really wish it had worked. It had been in shot, because it took so many attempts that it took me about 20 minutes to do it, and yeah, it didn't work, which is sad. But that was the foiling, and then the other one took me about 10 minutes to try and figure out, and it was a bit quicker, but you know, Sad you couldn't see it. Well, for maybe not for you. So this one we are doing a row of hearts down the middle of the nail, and we have done that again in the rainbow order, and because the nail only went, the pattern only went so far, I had to then redo, like, mix, you know what I did. And then we are on to the last nail, and this is back to the original plate that we were using for the heart, and we're going for something very simple. At this stage I was tired and getting a little bit grumpy with it, so we went for something very simple that would easy to do, and that was just a very simple love is love, and that is going on to the pinky finger. And again, you can see very little of what I'm doing. I have changed my video setup, so hopefully things will be a little bit easier for you to actually see what I am doing. But now you have the finished nails in front of you, and yeah, this is what they looked like. They turned out really well. I was really happy with them. So if you'd like to see more videos like this, where maybe you'll actually see more of what I'm doing, please do like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and yeah, there will be more videos coming soon where hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit more of what I'm doing. Bye!